Think happy.
Hello random person, Sab Nino here. I had so much fun on the German video that I wanted to try this for other countries. I did a poll on the ones with the most research so far, and the UK won. Though, Asia was close. Thankfully, UK events are much easier to look for cause they're in English. So let's travel to the United Kingdom and see how they handle our favorite yellow fellow. Where's Gary Flash game? Did you know that at one point Nickelodeon had a different version of its website for each country? Sadly, most websites look the same now, but at one point they all had their own flair. For instance, on the Spongebob category, they had two unique Flash games, the Patio-matic 3000, which came to the US later, and Where's Gary? The US had a simple paddleball game called Trail of a Snail. It's cute and a great time waster. Do I even need to say how memorable the music is? The UK took it up a notch by releasing their own Flash game for the event. I know they made it due to the accents and the word rubbish. Jeez, Sab, that's not offensive at all. This game has two modes. One with a linear order where you search from location to location, and one where they just spit minigames at you randomly. This game's on Flashpoint, but the linear version of this game doesn't work, so minigame spam is the only way to play. It's a fun game, and a ton of the minigames have unique concepts. Some of them even got retooled for Squiggle Pants. By the way, you like FNF? Here's FNF. Though some minigames are hard to do. For instance, if you see this running stock art, you're fucked. I've practiced these ones for years, and even when I think I figured it out, I fail every time. Especially the one where you jump off a cliff. Also, I'm not super crazy about the music. Although Trail of a Snail has this surfer rock type music, Where's Gary has this weird sounding music that incorporates farts and burps into it. Ew. I might enjoy the US version more, but I can't deny that this game has a lot of effort put into it. If you have Flashpoint or any Flash emulator, I'd recommend at least playing it once. Think Happy. I briefly mentioned this in my German video, but Think Happy was a year-long event to celebrate the 10th anniversary, similar to the Ultimate SpongeBob Sponge Bash, but on a larger scale. It even had a 24-hour marathon. Not as impressive as 3 days, but that's still cool. The standout premieres are Who Bob What Pants, which aired a year later after the US, and SpongeBob vs. the Big One, titled SpongeBob and the Big Wave in the UK. Yeah, in most countries they rename it the Big Wave. Some even called it the Secret of Kahuna Laguna. I'm going to keep this brief since some of the things from this event gets its own category in this video. But to be honest, the main reason why I wanted to bring this up is due to the bumpers. Decades later, and they still hype me up. The recreated landmarks, the music, the UK always knew how to hype us up. Also, how did they find a way to make the Nyx plaque give me goosebumps?
Only on Nickelodeon. I'm ready. Are you?
That deserves an award, I think. I'm impressed. Okay, let's move on. The Ultimate SpongeBob Superfan. This contest was a sweepstakes to figure out who could quote the entire SpongeBob movie the fastest. Yeah, of course it's to see who the biggest superfan is. As a kid, I was pissed that this was a UK exclusive, because I know for a fact that if this was held in the US, I would have been at least a finalist. My collection was massive. The finalists were Laura, Hannah, Courtney, Rihanna, and Lucy. The wiki doesn't say who won, but the winner not only got the title of Ultimate Superfan, but they won a trip to America to visit Nickelodeon Universe. Because at the time, the UK didn't have anything similar, until Nickelodeon Land. I'm cheating a little bit since this isn't strictly SpongeBob but Nick as a whole, but I'll be mainly focusing on the spongy bits. Nickelodeon Land is a small section of Blackpool, along the same avenue of Nick Universe, such as roller coasters and kiddie rides. Hope they have better luck finding the coin slot. The SpongeBob themed rides are the Krusty Krab Order Up, which is a drop ride, SpongeBob Splash Smash, which is a spinny water ride. I've never been a fan of water rides, but it's perfect theming on next part. Plus for the kiddos, Bikini Bottom Bus Tour. It's like a spinny thing. I'm rather disappointed they didn't do something like the Dr. Seuss ride or Yoshi's Island from Universal, where they tow you around the park. Otherwise, it's less tour and more bus. I almost forgot to include this, but there's also a snack shack that looks rock bottom themed. I never been to Nickelodeon Land, but as a kid I watched a channel called SB Rocksman, and she posted a video called Patrick's Road Trip to Nickelodeon Land. Since I was a huge fan of Sponge Puppets, of course I watched it. It was a fun way to show off the park. Plus, she's a public subscriber and even complimented my own plush series. So, Sponge Leah, if you're watching this, hi! After the recording of this video, SB Rocksman actually reached out to me to do a collab with my plush series. So please check them out, it's a lot of fun, especially the Squid Games. The SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. Other than a shit ton of censored scenes, did you know they cut out Red Mist before the US? SpongeBob remains more than less the same show over there. No recast, no intro change, nothing. However, Sponge Out of Water is a different story. It's the same movie in the UK. Same animation, same name, same script, but the voice cast is different. Put the pitchforks down, SpongeBob and friends are fine. However, they made a cast change that I personally think improves the movie. The Seagulls have been recasted for British actors. I like this change because, 1, their voices, out of the footage I've seen, are less annoying. No disrespect to Mr. Gus though, he was great. And 2, it made the voices more consistent. A few voices were the same via the whole movie, such as Tyrone reincarnated as a bird and knockoff Tweety. Oh shit, he actually voices Tweety, that makes a lot of sense. But everyone else is recast City. At one point, Tim Conway was a voice, another there was a surfer bird, generic Tim, exotic accent bird. They even gave up and gave one a nasally voice. This wouldn't be an issue if it was like 8 or so birds, but there's only 5. So casting 5 celebrities was a smart move that I wish the US did too. 5 seagulls don't need 12 voices! What do you think this is? Pop Team Epic? SpongeBob Top 100. In 2012, the UK and Ireland had a marathon where viewers were able to vote on their favorite episodes. One person was able to vote for 10 episodes, and was entered a chance to win prizes. Just like Think Happy, the bumpers also do a great job of getting the viewers hyped. Plus they put more effort than needed. Nick US would probably just use their generic branding to advertise, but the UK made 3D assets just for this marathon. Let's go over the list together. Summer Job, 1 course meal. Driven to Tears, The Algae's Always Greener. The Pink Purloiner, The Other Patty. Oral Report. Computer Overload, Patty Caper, Plankton's Army, Plankton, Missing Identity, Krabby Land, Enemy In-Law, Midlife Crustacean, Mrs. Puff You're Fired, Krusty Love, New Digs, As Seen on TV, Welcome to the Chum Bucket, I Had an Accident, Rodeo Day, Sailor Mouth, Imitation Crab, Sponge-A-Kiss, Sing a Song of Patrick, Nasty Patty, Karate Island, New Leaf, Squid's Day Off, Something Smells, Help Wanted, The Secret Box, Hocus Pocus, Patrick Smart Pants, Someone's in the Kitchen with Sandy, Krabs vs. Plankton, Plankton's Regular, Chum Caverns, Dear Vikings, Grandma's Secret Recipe, Perfect Chemistry, Black and Sponge, Chum Bucket Supreme, Big Pink Loser, Dying for Pie, To SquarePants or Not to SquarePants, Squidward, Doing Time, Whale of a Birthday, Squid Bob Tentacle Pants, Mermaid Man Barnacle Boy 6, The Motion Picture, Mermaid Man vs. SpongeBob, Squidtastic Voyage, Pre-Hibernation Week, Not Normal, You Don't Know Sponge, Wormy, My Pretty Seahorse, Rock Bottom, Dumped, Gary Takes a Bath, Neptune Spatula, Krabby Road, Texas, Fear of a Krabby Patty, Suds, Sandy's Rocket, The Card, Snowball Effect, Breath of Fresh Squidward, Karate Choppers, Trench Billies, No Weenies Allowed, Giant Squidward, The Gift of Gum, Squirrel Jokes, Tunnel of Glove, The Camping Episode, The Slumber Party, Krusty Crushers, Squidward and Clarinet Land, House Fancy, Model Sponge, Bubble Stamp, The Abrasive Side, Sandcastles in the Sand, Gary in Love, I Was a Teenage Gary, The Fry Cook Games, Rockabye Bival, Muscle Bob Buff Pants, 20,000 Patties Under the Sea, Big Sister Sam, Toy Story of Doom, That's No Lady, Best Day Ever, FUN, Idiot Box, and number 1 is Tea at the Treedom. Nah, it's Band Geeks. Was 2012 the start of the oversaturation of this episode? Other than a few misplaced episodes, this marathon isn't the most original, but it certainly has a unique way of presenting it. And those are some notable UK events that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm sure there's a bunch more, so if you ever want me to make a part 2, either comment some events I missed out on, or just say you want to see more. Also, what country should I tackle next? Asia was second place on my last poll, so that might be next. But feel free to suggest others. And as always, it's all Sab from here.